Hey brother, what are you shooting over there?
Oh, I'm just shooting a H&K USC.
No way, I have an H&K USC
No
too.
way.
All right, nice.
As you can see from the introduction, we are going to take a look at the H&K USC Pistol Caliber Carbine. This funky rifle was lent to us by a friend, Henry Knight. He's a friend of the channel. So thank you very much, Henry. I greatly appreciate you letting us taking a look at this iconic carbine here. This gray color USC was originally introduced in the United States around 1999, maybe early 2000s. But then around 2013, H&K stopped making these. To H&K fanboys rejoiced back in 2018 when H&K reintroduced the USC into the United States. But in 2018, they came in black colors instead of the gray one you see here. The H&K USC, or Universal Self-Loading Carbine, is the semi-automatic version of the H&K UMP, or UMP, as a lot of people call them. The UMP, if you look at the history, is used all around the world by different militaries, police departments, tons and tons of different people use them all around the world, and they have a very good track record. I want to know what you guys think of the looks. Clearly it is a funky pistol, especially with the way the stock is designed, but I think it looks pretty cool. I like the way it looks. The barrel's a little long, but we can't have SBRs in Rhode Island because we're not allowed to. Anyway, what do you guys think of the look? Sign off in the comments, let me know. In the meantime, let's dive up close and I want to go over some unique features of this carbine. As always, let's start at the bottom and work our way forward. This funky looking stock comes from a previous assault weapons ban back in the 90s. That's why it looks a little different. It has one spot to mount your sling there, another one over here, and then obviously the buttstock and the cheek weld is padded for your pleasure. The stock, and along with the majority of the gun, is made from a reinforced polymer. The bolt, the barrel, some of the internals obviously are not, but the majority of the gun is. So it makes a fairly light carbine, but being it's a blowback design that shoots 45 ACP, I wish it shot 9mm or 10. H&K, hook us up with a 10mm USC, please. Anyway, being it's a blowback design that shoots 45 ACP, I'm sure the felt recoil of this pistol caliber carbine will be a little bit more than others, but once we get to the range, we will see for sure. As far as magazines, it comes with 2 polymer magazines that hold 10 rounds of 45 ACP. Henry actually had a 3rd magazine that he let us borrow. And now these magazines are not cheap by any means. Each one of these magazines, for the legit made in Germany ones, come in around $70, $75 from what I saw. ProMag does make 15 and 20 round magazines for around $30. So if you're looking for a less expensive option for the range, I have no idea how well those perform, but it is another option for you. Now what I'm doing is showing you the magazine release. It is right here behind the magazine. It is a paddle style AK-ish. You just push it forward, and the magazine slides right out. Your safety is going to be ambi on both sides of the gun. It is the exact same size. As you can hear, it's tactile and audible. It's fine, no issues with the safety at all. The bolt catch, bolt release, bolt style here, I have to show you a little bit because it's a little different than a standard AR-15. Now you can push the bolt catch to the on the bottom to lock the bolt to the rear, push the top of it, and it will send the bolt forward like any AR-15. The thing that makes it different is this cocking lever. If you manually lock the bolt to the rear with the cocking lever, this bolt release is not going to work. However, that is the coolest part of these guns. These MP5s, MP7s, anytime you get to send that bolt forward with using the cocking lever, I don't know, it's just cool. Your bolt on this side has a weird forward assist. That little cutout right there is for your thumb. So if the gun doesn't go into battery, you use that as your forward assist to send the bolt forward, and that's a little strange. Hopefully I remember to test that when we bring this gun to the range. Next, your trigger. The trigger's decent. It's not a single stage 2.5 pound trigger by any means, but it is very consistent. And with a combat type rifle, All I care about is a trigger pull being consistent. So there's not much take up at all, but it is very heavy. I had to put some effort into that. Your reset's fine. And then it is a heavy trigger. But like I said, it's consistent. And what this gun is made for, there's nothing wrong with that trigger. The sights have a couple of unique things as well. Let's get focused on this rear sight first. This rear, there we go. Typical circle peep type sight. Flip it over, now you have a U-notch sight, something similar that you would see on a pistol. And they have these wings here that protect the rear sight, which is good, so your sight doesn't break. And if you have it on the U-notch, you see it's protected. Flip it over, and now look, the sight sticks up higher than the wings that protect it. I just thought that was strange. Anyway, front sight, standard, all blacked out front sight, works fine. No tritium, no colors. I believe XS Big Dot makes a set of replacement sights if you don't like the front sight that's on here, but it seems fine to me. As far as your handguard, in the front you have a couple things going on here. One, you have 2 points to hook up a sling right in the front. Also works as a hand stop so your hand doesn't go off and touch the hot barrel. These Picatinny adapters, these hard points that are underneath them, that you can mount 3 Picatinny rails on the handguard and also a Picatinny rail on the top. These do not come on the pistol. This is something you need to add extra if you want to mount a light, a laser, a red dot, whatever. The barrel that I mentioned earlier is a 16-inch cold hammer forged barrel. And traditional HK barrels are very, very good, durable, reliable. They're known for having excellent barrels. To me, this barrel is screaming, please make me an SBR, which unfortunately we can't have in Rhode Island. But imagine if you chopped this to an SBR and did some sort of UMP conversion, got a nice folding stock from SB Tactical. This thing would be absolutely amazing. But I do understand why Henry keeps it in its original configuration, because it is an original USC from the early 2000s. For any spec geeks out there who care, it is around 35 inches long, 2 inches wide. With the magazine, it's 10 inches high, and then unloaded, it comes in around 6 pounds. So those are the basic features of the rifle. Let's go hit the range and ring some steel.
As you can see, we are at the range with the H&K USC. I'm going to give you my first mag impressions, tell you what I think of it. We got 10 rounds loaded up here. Coolest part? Love it. Can't reach the safety with my thumb like I would with an AR, so I'm going to have to use this hand, not a huge deal. Oh, malfunction. Last round. So the last round didn't feed and caused some sort of malfunction. I didn't actually see it. Oh. Can you see the failure to eject in there? I didn't see that. Put this last round through. So what do I think after the first round, first magazine? The grip is chunky, the grip is big. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know I like thinner, smaller grips. Can't reach the safety with my thumb because of this weird pre-band band stock. So I have to use my trigger finger, not a huge deal. As far as recoil, it's exactly what I expected. You could feel the heavy bolt moving to the rear with a very, very light gun. Not that the felt recoil is bad or there's a lot of felt recoil, it's definitely not. But you feel that thump, thump, thump that you would expect from a 45 ACP with a heavy bolt on a fairly light polymer gun. But no, it's a fun gun to shoot. Let's get one more mag here. Load this bad boy up and do some more shooting. Hey, no malfunctions that time. I know I've said it a few times, but this charging handle is just so cool. It's everyone's favorite segment, distance shooting with Tiberious. Start off at 25 yards. If I can't ring steel at 25 yards, with this, there's a problem. Go back to 50. All right, 50 yards. Yes, that was 4 for 5. I pulled one, 100% my fault. Oh well. Back to, should we do 75 yards or 100? What do you guys think? Okay, 75 first. 75 yards with the USC. Five for 5 at 75 yards. Did you guys notice the delay from the time I shot to like the 10 minutes later where the round actually hit the steel? I thought I missed the first round and then I realized it's just 45 ACP. Back to 100. We are at 100 yards. I apologize, I didn't set a camera up down at the steel. I probably should have, but it's really cold. It's 25 degrees today, and that sucks. That was 3 for 5. I'm sure the misses were mine. I don't know exactly where to hold at 100 yards with 45 ACP. I know they're not the best for distances, but let's give it one more try. There we go. That was much, much better. Funky little gun, but like any pistol caliber carbine, it is fun to shoot. We are back from the range. I took 2 separate range trips with the H&K USC and I put about 500 rounds through it. So I'd like to think I have a very good, enough time with it to have a very good opinion about the carbine. Pros, it is super fun. Any pistol caliber carbine is going to be fun as can be. This gun is a very iconic gun, so I was very happy to get my hands on one, especially in the original gray color and puts the rounds through it. It's something you don't see every day. The best thing is going to be this cocking lever. I said it like 10 times in the review, I know, but there's something so much fun about whacking the cocking lever on an MP5 or USC, or if you're lucky enough to have a full auto UMP. It's just, there's something a lot of fun about it. I know, I'm a child, I can't help it. As far as cons, I don't have too many. The grip's a little chunky, I said that in the review. With this funky stock down here, I can't really reach the safety with my thumb without breaking my grip. So I kind of have to use my trigger finger. Not the end of the world, but just a small annoyance. The price probably be another con. These guns are not cheap. The black ones that came out in 2018 go for like $1,400. I wasn't able to find any of these for sale, but I'm gonna have a feeling they're gonna be north of $2,000 is just my guess. Anyway, iconic gun, very fun. I'm very happy I got my hands on one, was able to shoot one, so thank you again, Henry, for letting us borrow this firearm. Thank you guys for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Truly appreciate it as always. If you could, do me those 2 favors. 1, click the like button, really helps us out on the channel. 2, go ahead and click subscribe. This way you get notified when we come out with new channels. I will see y'all next time. Peace.